How's it going, MarShawn? How's the thigh? Coach said you got a pretty serious bruise. Just take us through the injury and how you feeling for this week.
Honestly, it was a great tackle from the Mizzou guy. He hit right on the thigh. I got one in the Kentucky game as well. I was able to finish the game that game, but Mizzou, obviously, I wasn't able to finish the game. The game would have been a lot different if I was able to finish the game. But it's actually it's getting there. Definitely getting there. It's gotten a lot better. Since the game, I'm able to do a lot of things so far. So, the goal is Saturday. We've been doing pretty good so far, and everything's been working out. So it's just a minor, nothing major. So it's been pretty good.
Hey, man, we hear this all the time. This offense has got to do a better job of getting the ball to playmakers. And I'm wondering, from a guy who obviously is a huge playmaker in this offense, is that just is that Marcus's responsibility? Is that Spencer's responsibility? Can you take us through that? How does this offense do a better job of getting the ball to their playmakers?
Honestly, we have a whole bunch of playmakers on offense. It's just execution. No matter what playmaker you have, if you're not executing anything, it's not going to work out. So execution is our number one goal. Just being able to execute plays, from the beginning to the end. So execution is the problem that we've been having, is just being able to execute, everything. And just once we get that figured out, we'll be a hard team to mess with.
Hey, MarShawn. Eric was in here a second ago saying it felt like Missouri kind of knew what plays were coming or knew when you were going to pass. Did you have that sense either in the game, or could you see that from the sideline once you were out of it?
Honestly, when I was in there, I feel like we were running the ball pretty well. I feel like I was able to, I still think about that game right now because I wasn't out there and able to help my team the way I wanted to. But I don't feel like they knew our plays. Every team, they know we're good at doing. And lately we've been good at running the ball. So they're going to try their best to, stop the run. They have a really good defense. They have really good coaches. But, we just have to, honestly, it's just execution is what what didn't help us this week, honestly.
MarShawn, obviously every year is a little bit different, but you guys kind of went through some ebbs and flows last year. You lost the Missouri game, came back, beat Auburn. Is there anything you take from those experiences now, maybe heading into the tail end of this season? Is there anything to be, learned or any kind of parallel there or anything like that?
Yeah, there's a lot to learn from that game, things we need to work on. Like you said, playmakers, getting playmakers to the ball is something that we've been doing, and we still need to continue to do it. We have so many great players on this team. A lot of us can do a lot of great things with the ball in our hands. So honestly, just being able to execute, every play, in every position, O-line, D-line, and just work like as a team will better. Offense helping defense and defense helping offense will help us, throughout the season.
Hey, MarShawn, as you guys are kind of coming into the home stretch of the year here, everybody's talked a lot about execution, but at this point in the season, how can you guys sort of step that up? What is that next step to improving in that area?
Honestly, the next step I would say is just to believe in one another. There's so much outside noise about, this and that and, what we can do and what we can do. We just have to block out everything and just trust each other, honestly. It is getting late in the season, but all that happened before November is over with. We're 0-0, and we're starting from here and then going on out. So just right now we're just focused on getting better each week and just starting off with a fresh start.
MarShawn, a lot of people are probably going to hear bruise and think it's, something similar. How difficult when you have a bruise like, I guess, what you had against Missouri is it to play on something like that?
You say how difficult?
Yeah.
So a contusion, a thigh contusion is something that a lot of people don't really know much about. When they hear bruise, they're like, oh, it's just a bruise. But there's a lot that go to it. If a bruise get too tight, or you probably couldn't move your leg. But mine isn't that bad, so I'm able to move my leg, I'm able to walk. But it could be worse, but I'm just blessed and able to have the people around me to help me get through this.
And I guess with the run game, it had probably its worst day over the last month or so. Just when this offense isn't able to run the ball, how much does that maybe hamstring what you guys are able to do in the downfield passing attack and getting into efficient looks?
Oh, everything. Every team in the SEC, if you can't run the ball, you won't win. I don't care what team you are. This isn't the SEC is the best conference, in the world. So like, if you can't run the ball, you won't win. And that's what we've been able to do. We've been running the ball, and then they open up our pass game. So we have to run the ball no matter what. And every team in the country can tell you the same thing. Running the ball helps out a lot, and you have to keep defensive honesty. So being able to run the ball pretty much is the main point for every team, honestly.
MarShawn, after the game Saturday, Coach Beamer said the closer you get to bowl eligibility, the tighter the team becomes, and I guess especially when you lose an opportunity to get that 6th win. What can you and the other veteran players do to make sure that not only the guys are focused this week, but they're able to just be loose a little bit and not get too uptight?
Honestly, when everyone brings up the bowl game, there's something that we shouldn't even be focused on right now. I feel like lately people know, okay, yeah, we have a bowl game coming up, but I feel like the players, we need to just focus on the next win and not being bowl eligibility. So I feel like now we just have to just think of it as another win and just, put our head down and just drive to the finish, and just whatever happens in the long run happens in the long run. So I just feel like now we just have to focus on today and just take it day by day and just take it win by win, and then in the end we'll figure out, okay, what bowl we're playing in and stuff like that. Thank you. Appreciate it.